So okay guys, so coming to the DOM part, like what I told is like, so DOM is nothing but it's a document object model, and actually I have been explained in our previous class, that is nothing but how does the DOM structure looks and what is node, so on, right? So let us just again go on through that, like how does that go, like have a complete idea. So DOM is nothing but like whenever you create your HTML file, that is whenever you create your HTML file, so I'll just remove this. So whenever you create your HTML file guys, that is nothing but the structure of your HTML. So at that time what you will be seeing, like you will be getting one of the document file, that is nothing but it is over here, see the document. So inside that document only you will be writing the HTML. So you have been declared here that you are writing HTML. So if you are writing any other language, that you will be declaring over here. So this doc type is nothing but it is just telling you what type of document that you are using. Okay, so first whatever we want, like why I am just telling you this structure in the sense, because whenever you want to write the data in the header tag, you need to enter from the top, that is nothing but you need to enter from here, that is document and dot get element by id or by the tag name or so on, we will be entering. So there are some of the process that you will be learning in this DOM part. Okay, so that first you need to know the structure. So the doc inside the document we will be writing one of the HTML tag, and inside the HTML tag we'll be having something called as header part and the body part. So in the header part, as I told like in the yesterday's class also, in the previous class also, that is nothing but there will be something called as meta and title. So what is meta and what is title also have been explained in the previous classes, right? So meta is nothing but whenever you are just writing the scale or width of the page, so on, like you will be writing, and title you will be just mentioning the title of the page. Okay, and also you will be having some other things like link to, if you want to link any other files or any other external files, or if you want to give any other links and all, like you will be just taking over there. And this one is nothing but the body. So whatever the content you display on the web page, that is nothing but whatever the content that you display on your web page, that you will be writing over here. So this is nothing but title, the document is there, right? That is nothing but a title. So if you want, I'll just change that. See, inside my title I'll just write DOM. Okay, see it is changed, right? So this is nothing but a title. And similarly we have something, whatever we write inside the body, it will be affected here. Okay, except the script tag. So script tag I have written, and if I write any data like HHH, it will not be displayed, because script tag is nothing but where you write. So this one is also one of the attribute actually. Okay, so this script is also an attribute, this is not a tag. Okay, so whatever you write over there, it will not be displayed, because this is related to the JavaScript. Okay, so if you want to write any data over here, that is h1, and if I just write hi, see, you are getting the header tags. So as you know, previously itself in header tags we have 6 types of tags, right? That is h1, h2, h3, h4, h5. So and we also have something like paragraph tag, and that is paragraph tag, and pre tag, and we also have something called as, that is what I can tell. Okay, div tag, that is nothing but one of the container which we use. And buttons, div tag. So we have some buttons, and we'll be just writing the, what I can tell, we'll be just performing the changes if we want. Okay, and just I'll just write button over here, button, so on. So just we need only these things, because like we need to know how to target one of these one. As I told, there are something called as nodes, right? So let us also understand about those nodes. Nodes are nothing but, see, they are there are something called as elements. So you know, in the previous class I have told what is element and what is tag. So elements are nothing but including some data inside the tags are called elements, and you know the attributes. So attributes are nothing but whatever the thing that you give over here. So if suppose if I am using one of the anchor tag, that is nothing but, sorry, over here if I am using an anchor tag, so this href is also one of the attribute that which we are using, right? So what we'll be doing, we'll be just writing some of the links over, like where it should get navigate, right? So I'll just write hi. Okay, so this is how it just takes. So you know the document is nothing but we have just declared as HTML, and the document type will be HTML, and we will be writing some of the data and the content. So if this both data and the content is nothing but, if we both write any text or content, this will be a HTML element. Okay, and the HTML tag will be called as HTML element. So again, if we want to enter something, the data, like that is nothing but what all the things that we can enter inside the header tag, inside the body tag, inside the title tag and the paragraph tag, which all these are the things that have been taken. So I have taken all these tags over here. Have I taken or not? So I think so you understood this picture. So each and every, these are nothing but each and every nodes. Okay, any doubts? What is node and how it is working, guys? Any doubts? I need a response from you guys.
No, sir.
Yeah, okay. So let us just see how to access, how to just enter that node and how to put the data over there. So here are some of the things that you learn. That is nothing but there is something called as get element by id, get element by class name, and query selector and query selector all, and another one was there, that is nothing but get element by tag name. Okay, so let us learn about this 5 things. Okay, so this is how like we'll be just targeting and we'll be putting or getting the data. So first I've just taken the things like what all I need. See, there is something called as id, okay, that is get element by id. So over here you can only just get a single data, and coming to the next thing is get element by class name. Okay, so sorry, tag name, get element by tag name. So here you will be just targeting using the tag name. So I'll just uncomment this one and I'll uncomment this. So the first one will be get element by id, and the second one will be the tag name, and the third one will be using the class name, and the fourth one will be query selector, and the fifth one will be query selector all. So there are some of the users that first let us know about these things. So that is nothing but document dot get element by id. So why do we use this document dot get element by id, and how to use this? Suppose if you are using this document dot get element by id, so what you need to do in the sense, like first you need to take one of the tag. So I'll be taking one h1 tag, and I will just write, that is, no, I'll not take h1 tag. I can also take any tag. Okay, so any tag, instead of h1 tag you can write, you can also take the paragraph tag also. I'll just take id. So this id, in the selectors, right, in the css selectors, like which we have learned, this id, right, why we are taking over here. In the css selectors, what you have learned, so these are the things like class id and universal selector, so on, you have learned, right? So from there I'm taking. So if you want to take this id, so I'll be just mentioning some name. So I'll just write first over here, or else I'll just take h1 only, and I'll write the data, that is 1. And remember guys, you cannot start with the numbers. So, and another condition that I'll write over here is, you cannot start with the numbers for the id or class or id or class. Okay, you cannot just declare a start with the numbers, so that will be wrong. For example, that is id equals to 1. So this will be wrong. Okay, and how is the, like, how usually you need to write? You need to write it as id equals to, like, start with like something alphabets. Okay, so this will be wrong. Okay, the correct manner that which you should write is this one. So I think so you are getting this point. Okay, sometimes like you will be writing one and then you will be giving. Okay, so you should not do that one. So the next thing that what we need to do is, so let us just target that one and see. Okay, so I'll just comment all this for now. So let us just focus on id. Okay, so I'll just comment this for now, and one of the example I'll take. See, this is one of the example that I have taken. So what I am doing, instead of here I'll be just printing hello world. So let us just take my output. See, am I printing over here? So how to print? So how this is working? So if you want to enter some data inside that, what I can tell, inside the tag, at that time what you will be doing? inside the tag, at that time you will be writing inner HTML. So what you will be doing, to enter the data, that is to enter the data side the, okay, or to enter, or I can tell to get or fetch the data, which is inside the tag we use. So what do we use, guys? What do we use? We use inner HTML. Okay, we use inner HTML. Okay, so we use nothing but inner HTML. Okay, so if you want, just see, I'll just get the AI definition, that is what is inner HTML. See, so to get the data or fetch the data which is inside the tag is nothing but we'll be using okay, we'll be using inner inner HTML tag text also, and there is another thing that is nothing but inner, this is one of the example, and the another thing that which you use is context. Actually similarly there are more things that actually have given over here. Okay, so there are more things, you will just learn this one, you don't need to get confused about this. So this is actually the definition. Okay, so usually you just fetch the data, and you can also you might ask her how, like you are not just fetching the data, right? So I'll just fetch the data what is inside that, and I'll show you. So at that time you will come to know. See, I'll just comment the data for now, this one, and I will just take only from here, and I will just fetch the data what is inside that. Okay, so how to fetch the data, in the sense, for that what I will be doing, I will be taking one of my variable. So I'll just take let, and I will be taking I'll just take h1, and I will just take my console.log, and I will be writing h1. Okay, so let us just see whether we are getting the data. So am I getting the data? Am I getting the data, guys? So whatever the thing I'm entering, am I getting this data? Guys, I need the response. See, I'm getting the whole tag name. Suppose what if I write only the, what I can tell, as they told, what if I write what if I just change this to this inner HTML to, I'll just change this inner HTML to what I can tell, inner text, right? That is nothing but inner text text. So what if I just do this one. Mm. Instead of this, I'll be writing this one. So what if I do this and I'll only take this data and I'll just see, even this is also actually working as similar to the inner HTML. Correct, right? So I think you are getting confused. So is it working same to that? It is working similar to that only, right? The inner HTML and inner text. So you might ask that, like, what is the difference between both the things? That is nothing but, you might ask, difference, or else just I'll write in short form, difference between this inner text and inner HTML. Where is that? Inner HTML. So what is the difference between this both the things? So the inner HTML is used to get or set the inner HTML text, that is whatever the text, the inner text is there, right? If you write inner text, so this will be used to get the or set only the text. Okay, see, it is only used for getting or setting only the text. But coming to, so I'll just copy this over here and I will just write it over here. Okay, so it is only used to just copy, and what I can tell, it is used for get the text, only for the text format. But what if we use like inner like HTML, right? So while inner HTML is used to get or set the content of the element, and it is also what it is saying, just I'll so, and it dependence. So what they are telling in the sense, this one is only implemented for the text, but this one it will be implement for both the things. So what I can tell in the sense, you can also write this thing, that what I can tell, for an example, document or get element by id, and you can also write the element, like that is nothing but I'll just show you one of this example which is over here only. See, so this one I'll just make it as italic. See, am I able to just change this also? Right? I am able to. Suppose if I want to change it to paragraph tag, so I'll be able to change this to paragraph tag also. but not over here. But you cannot change the, what I can tell, you cannot change it in the text. So I think so you got the difference between the text and what I can tell, this both inner HTML dot text and inner HTML, right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Actually, there are many things like body and so on. Usually, you will be using inner HTML only. We will not be using even text also. So this is the main thing, that is inner HTML, because this includes both the things, right? This includes even the text also, and even the tags, like whichever we want to change also. So we'll be using this one only. See the both the examples that they have given, right here. So usually we'll be using this one only. So what is the next thing that is, this one is that using the tag name. Similarly, like what which we have done in the upper thing, that is nothing but, yeah, I'll just remove this, and over here. So what is the thing that we have done? So the same thing using the tag name we will be doing. So I'll just take dot. So what are the tag name that which we are using? H1, and I'll just remove this ID for now, and I will write dot H1. So why am I not able to? Okay, let me just see what is the error that I'm doing. So anyone can just find out like what is the mistake that we are doing. Hmm? Anyone can just recognize what is the mistake that we are doing. Guys, any one of you? Okay, so let us just what is dot INERHTML. So this one will be inner HTML, or else just a minute, I'll just take the example. I am not sure with that. So yeah. So why am I not getting this?
So maybe because we had given numbers H1 tag.
Number.
No,
This one.
earlier we had given number.
No, we have not given nothing like that. We can just change it also. So I'll just close it and again I'll rehost it. I'm writing the data properly only, but I don't know what is the mistake that we have done. Let me check it out. Same thing only, even they are showing, but at least whatever the data I write inside that I need to get right, but I'm not getting. Only 0 present it is showing. Okay, I'll just take this more than one and one, two, and this one will be 3 and this one will be 4. But why this is getting 0? Oh, what is the mistake that we have done? Get element by tag name. Okay. So have I not uncommented this one? Okay. Yeah, now I'm getting. Okay, see, the code was actually correct. Okay, since I have written this one, so I didn't uncomment. This one was not commented. Okay, so it was not uncommented. So that was a mistake like we have done. See, since this was not uncommented, that this was not commented, right? So for that I was getting an error. So because since if we get an error over here only, it will not execute this one. So see, I am just accessing the same data from there. So or else you can also just write this whole thing inside the console window. Sorry, that console.log. Okay. So directly also you can write. Suppose if you don't want to write directly, you can write in this manner. That is nothing but you can just initialize for one of the variable and then you can write. So how do we access the data over here? In a sense, like we are accessing the tags, like since. So if we want to access the data, like suppose if we have one also, if you want to access the data, you are using the array. See, you are using the array braces and then you are. So let us open the console. See, it is just showing all the HTML collections of H1. So are you able to see over here all the HTML collections of H1 it is showing? And suppose what if we have here previously which we had, right, that is nothing but 4 HTMLs, and if I don't give this array, we will be just getting all the HTML collections, that is H1 tag, H2, H3, H4, and inside this like all the things are there. So if we want to access the first one, we will be just writing h1 of 0, and if we want to access the second data, we will be just writing h1 of that is nothing but inside the array braces you will be writing 1. Okay, this is nothing but the index value. So are you getting? So length of this will be 4. So we are just fetching. I didn't get you.
So it is going to be index value of h1 tags only, right? Like
Yeah.
How many ever tags are there?
Yeah, only h1 tags. Suppose if I write here, this is the doubt that I think so you are having in your mind. That is, suppose in between of this h2 tag is there, that will not be taken over here. See, that will not be taken over here. I think that was the question, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, that will not be applicable over here. Only of h1 tag. So any doubts in this? So similarly, you can also change the color also for this one. So for that, what you can do, dot 0 dot style dot color is equals to blue. See, it is changed, right? You can apply not only color, you can apply even including the images and background, anything you can apply. Similarly, what you are applying, see, in background also you can just color, you can apply anything you can do. Suppose if you are using div tag means you can also use the images also for that one. You can do everything. So I think so. I think this will also be applicable for each and everything. So you can, what all the things that you can apply that we have learned. One is that is inner HTML, inner text, and the style. So these are the basic things that which we will be using. Okay. And what is the next thing? That one is using the class name. So we will be accessing the nodes using the class name. Okay. So how to use this one? So let us see one of the example. So what is the example? See over here, like just they had taken the similar to that one only. So similar to which one, like that is like tag name. So whenever we want to access something, so we'll be just taking all the class name. So here what was the definition that we have gone through? So class names are multiple elements by the class. So you can just get the multiple class things. So for an example, what if we have all these things, that is, so see over here what I am doing, just observe, okay. Class will be high, and I'll write C, just C. So I'll just take here the class name as C. So, and what is the thing that you can observe over here? I have also given for the h2 tag, correct, right? The class name I have also given for the h2 tag, and I will be just first accessing only this much. So which one I will be accessing? I will only be accessing this much, and let me see what will happen. So I will not write this inside the console.log. So let me first access all these things. Okay, first first let me show in the console.log only.
So we need to comment the above line.
Yeah, okay. See, since I have given 0, since like what we have done, since we have been given 0, it is just taking the first index. So how to see the all the things like that which are there? See, it is just showing the collection. So here what it is showing, including the second h2 tag it is showing, right? h1 also it is showing, h2 also it is showing, h3 like that is okay. I'll just change all the tags. This one will be h3 tag and h4 tag, and this one will be h5 tag and h3 h4 h5, and I'll also take h6 tags. So this one will be class of C, and this will be H high 6 I'll take. Okay, so this will be high 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So, okay, so see, I'm able to access all these things since I have used the class name. So you can access multiple things, but whereas the same thing, if I just convert, I'll just copy this. That is nothing but I'll just copy this and I'll comment this, and I'll just change all this to ID. Since I've already told you ID, but even though I'll just tell you, okay, ID. The similar thing only I'll just use ID. Where is my ID? Where it is? Think so. This, yeah. So this will be C. So ID of C is equals to inner.html dot cannot set the for null. Why am I not able to? Okay, just let me also show you why we will be using ID. Just get me a minute. Document dot get element by ID of h1 of inner HTML. Okay, I'll let this be text only, and I'll just take this one. There is nothing but I'll just uncomment this one. What if I use this as h1? I'm able to. Why if I made this as C, it is not? What is, see, why if I make this as C and okay, I didn't change over here. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. And if I just copy this and if I just change it as 2, 3 and 4 and 5, and this will be 2, 3, 4 and 5, and even this one now I'll uncomment, and over here what is the output? That is the same line, right? Yeah. Over here what I'll be doing, I have just accessed. So here what you are able to see, this one, see this ID is only like it is only accessing only the first line, but it is not accessing the all lines, right? So I'll just show you in the console.log if you want. That is nothing but console.log, and I'll just take this one and I'll paste this. Okay, so see I'm able to access all these things that which are coming under the ID. So let me just go in the console.log and just let me check. See, it is just only printing only the unique thing. What is in the sense, it is only printing the first one. So it is only printing the first one, but over here it is, see this one I am able to access all the things, that is nothing but this one. See, H till X is H6 also I am able to access. Am I able to access? I am getting in the form of collection, but in the ID I am able to only fetch the first thing. So which is first? So are you able to understand like the difference between ID and the class? How it is working?
Yes,
Hmm?
sir.
See, here I am getting the collection, but here I am getting only the first element, because ID is nothing but you can tell it is an unique thing. Okay, you cannot have the multiple thing. Okay, am I able to get? So that is why I just wanted to show this one. Okay, so I'll just remove this, or else I'll just comment for this. I'll be sending this file, right? Yeah. So I think so this class one you came to know. So whenever you want to change, if suppose if I want to change the fifth thing, that is h5 tag, I need to do some changes in the like something like, if I want to write any data inside that, what you will be doing? So what should I do over here?
Give index number.
Yeah, I need to first take the index number, then what should I do? I need to enter some data over there. You will be just writing, yeah, inner HTML dot, then what you will be writing? You will be writing inner HTML dot, is it correct? No. Yeah, inner HTML is equals to, and again string, you will be writing whatever the data you want. Hi. Okay, so if it is in the fourth thing, so I'll be just going over here and write the index value of 4. So here it is changed. If I want to write the fifth one, I'll be writing index value of 4. Okay, so if you don't know the index value, you need to just put it in the console window and then you need to. Okay, so how do you know how to check in the console window, right? See, you will be just checking the collection and how many collections are there, and for which one which index should you give, you need to check it over here and then give. Okay, if you don't know. If there are multiple, imagine if there are hundreds of tag, at that time it will be useful. Okay, so make use of console.log. And what is the use of this query selector? That is query selector, what it is meaning? What is the meaning of this? Get single element by CSS selector. What is the meaning of that? Anyone have already gone through? Hmm? Hmm? Anyone have already gone through, guys? That
No, sir.
okay. So see, for this one, if I am just using ID, so see, since I have used ID, this one has gone high. Okay, so this is nothing but CSS selector, in the sense like you will be writing in the form of CSS over here, right? So if suppose if I am writing ID, and if I am just changing something inside the CSS, if I am just applying the CSS, what we will be doing? Suppose imagine that is nothing but I will just take my style tag inside my header tag, that is style, and if I just want to apply for this one, that is ID, I'll use what I'll be using, that is I'll close this one, and even I'll close these things. I'll only use only one. Okay, so for this one, if I want to apply, what you will be doing? So since I'm using ID, I'll be just writing, that is hash, what is that, C is equals to, so what are the things that you need? Suppose background color yellow, so on, so font, so like this have written. So similarly, if you want to apply anything like dot inner HTML, so on, you will be just using in that format. That is like you will not only just write C, you will just also write hash C. So id is represented by hash, right? So it is the reference, like if you want to access id by hash, you will be, right? So suppose what if it is class? Suppose what if this is class? So I need to access this one, that is I need to access this h6 tag. I need to access this h6 tag. What I should do? I'll be using dot. See, it is applied, right? So I'll just change this one. So any doubts in this? And similarly, this another thing is there, that is query selector all. Okay. So what is this? What is the use of this query select all? What is the use of query select all? Okay, you are just able to see over there only. See, get multiple elements by class selector. So it is similar to the ID and class only. Okay. So what are the things that, see, if I have the same tag, that is, see, this one only I'll take for an example. Okay, and I will just target this thing. Where is my Yeah. So again, I have not commented or what. Let me check. Okay, I have not used this one. This one is class, right? Okay. So I need to check the class also. So it has got commented over there is something wrong over here. Okay, I'm getting. So I'll just comment this ID part for now. See, am I getting changed over here? This high is getting changed, correct, right? See, and similarly, I will also show you that I'll be getting this all data in my console.log. Am I getting all this nodes? See here, it is showing node list, right? I'm getting all these things, right? So again, this is one is like similar to what I can tell. It is similar to the class, okay, but this is nothing but query selector all. So all the query things that which you have been written, you will be getting. So you might ask like, sir, what if I write h1? What if I just write h1? I will be getting or not? See, I am getting it, but if I write more than one also, I will be getting. So I'll also just write this. So am I getting this one? Right? And you can also change this. So how do you change that? Dot of of 0, that is nothing but you can just change. So you will be just getting all this data. Okay, any doubts in this query selector? All and query selector? Yeah. So usually while getting the data from that, you will be just doing, okay. So like you, if you want to get any data from there and all, you will just use of that is nothing but inner HTML. So whatever that is there over there, you will be displaying. So if you want to just get that text, if you will be using text, inner text. If you want to get that whole tag, including that tag, you will be using inner HTML. Okay, so I think so you understood the difference between inner HTML and inner text. So any doubts on that? And similarly, like in JavaScript also, you will be able to create your HTML tags. Suppose like see that if we don't have this HTML tags, are you able to hear my voice? Hello? Yeah. See, similarly, that is nothing but I'll just comment all my h1 tag. You can also create the HTML tags using what? Using these things. That is nothing but using HTML creation, like how to create, so on. So using this one also you will be able to create. So let us see one of our example for this. Okay. So here what they have done, hmm? Anyone can explain? See here nothing have done, like they are just taken and they have just initialized it for one of the variable, and this variable, using this variable they are just writing inner text. So this can be inner text also, inner HTML also. Okay, so if you are writing so inner HTML only you can just take, because it will be applicable. You can also write both the things. So if you write this as, instead of this, if you write h1 dot inner, okay, see they are actually showing many of the things, that which all the things that you will be able to apply. See, I'll just show you. So you can apply so many things, that is nothing but you will be able to apply the class name and the ID name, and you will be able to apply the background, you will be able to apply the color, font, padding. So if you want to write it using only, what I can tell, using only the CSS, that is yeah, without using the HTML, you need to apply it inside the JavaScript only, means also you will be able to do that. Okay, so this is how you will be creating and you will be initializing it. Okay, so one of the tag is created. So if you want to change this into div, okay, you can also change this into div. So similarly, what all the things, every tag, including the video tag, audio tag, image tag, everything you can take. Okay, so every tags will be available over here. So including the select tag, and see this one, the select tag, and button also you can take. Anything it might be, you will be able to get. Okay. So and what is the text that should include? What are any text that you need to enter? You can also write it over here. Button. Okay. So you will be also able to write this one. So any doubts in this, guys? Okay. So this, similarly there are also some of the other things you can just also go through this one. Okay, so this one you will be actually using very rarely. This one you need to know, that is nothing but append child and remove child and replace child. uh, these things, these three are some of the important topics. Just you can just go through these things. Okay, so I'll just share you this text in the comment box, so you can just go through this one. Okay, you guys just go through. Even I'll also be sharing this file for you. So if there is any doubts based on this DOM part, you can ask me. So everything is totally covered. So this one is also covered, and this one, like how to change and attributes. Attributes are nothing but, see this thing that which we did, right? So all these things that which we did, right? So including the attributes and the styles, how we apply, we have been taught. Attributes done, na? Any doubts? Any doubts, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. So do you know like what is events? Huh? What are events? Any idea? What is event handler? Actually, I've already told you what is events. What is events, guys? Any idea? What is events? Huh?
Any action that is taking place.
Okay, good answer. Anyone else? Hmm? Anyone else? Other answers I need? Any better answers? Hmm? Guys, any better answer? I've already told you actually about what is events. Hmm? Guys, any other better answer which you can get? Hmm? See, events are nothing but the actions that which we perform as you told. And see, whenever you write one of the function, okay, so this one we will be writing by accessing the node. Okay, first we will be accessing the node, that is nothing but I am accessing something called as id, you imagine. So I will just write one button over here, that is button, click, or else I'll just write button, and I'll make this as id. So since there is a unique, I'll be just writing button as btn, and I'll also change over here, that is, where's that, btn button. So and I'll be using one of the event listener. So what is the use of this event listener in the sense? So usually what you guys do in the sense, so instead of this, what we do in the sense, like we write one function and we just call it over here, that is my function, and something we will be writing, and I'll write return hi. Okay, so what we'll be doing, we'll just pass this over here. Whenever I on click on this, I'll be using that my function over here, and I'll be calling it, right? So I'll just write, that is, so where I need to do is I'll just calling here console dot log my function. Okay, I'll be calling it over here. Let me just show you that one. Hi. See, whenever I click on this, why it is not showing? Okay, there is some mistake. So usually what happens in the sense, like whenever I click on this hi will be returned. Okay, so I can also just write Okay, I will just create one element. Why am I not able to get that? My function. Actually, this one is getting created. We are not able to see. Okay, so I'll just to show. So this is how you usually guys create. Okay, we used to create a function and then we used to just what I can tell, like, okay, I'll just take this one only instead of that. See, it is showing clicked, right? So I'm just calling that function over here. So this function, whenever I click on that button, I am just calling that. So how to call it? See, whenever I click on this, I'll be getting the output. So this is how it usually runs. Okay. On click. Yeah, over here. So this is how it usually runs. So similarly, like you have run in the what I can tell that the calculator and all, like which all the assignments which have done, it is also running in the same format. But here, instead of doing in this HTML button, instead of doing this inside this HTML buttons, like what we will be doing, we will just be removing this one and we will just write only this inside the what, instead of this one we will be writing everything inside the JavaScript itself. So here see, add event listener. So we will be using something called as add event listener. So this one is nothing but it is just taking the event of on click. So whenever you click on this button, this data will be coming. Okay. So whenever what it is like, whenever you click on this, this data will be getting changed. So is this getting changed? Huh? Is this is getting changed? So this is how. But I don't know like what was the mistake I done in that function. So it was not getting changed. Okay. So usually this is how like it will be getting changed. Okay. And okay. So this is how it gets changed. So any doubts, guys? How it will get changed and so on. And there are the event listeners, right? So event listeners, like you have more options like on click, and if suppose if you want to mouse over, see, if you want to, so whenever the you just go over on this, if you need to get the result, so at that time what you will be whenever you just go on this, you need to get the result. At that time what you will be doing, you will be using something called as mouse over. So I'll also show you this one button. See, whenever I just over on this, you will be just getting the output. Okay, so this is how you will be usually getting the output. So any doubt? So see, whenever I just over on this, you will be getting the output. And similarly, on change and so on other. So there are nothing but double click and mm, yeah, see this one is mouse out. So this one you just go, if you over on that it will not show. If you just out on that it will be showing. So I'll just show you this. I'll change this button and see if I just over on this it is not showing. If I just come out from this, why it is not showing? Yeah, actually it should show. I don't know why. If you just out on this you will be able to get that data. So similarly for each and every thing you will be having that. Okay, so btn only, right? Have I commented this button? No. So this is how you usually get. And double click also, the same thing, like you can also just go over here, and if I just double click on this button, where is that button, and this one is also btn button. This is not working. Why this is not working? Why is this not working? Add event listener. Okay, let me just refresh this again, once again. So similarly like that only, as you have more functionalities like on click, on mouse over, and key press, so on and all. Okay, so it depends upon like what all the things that you usually do. So these are nothing but the event listeners. Okay, so on click usually you will be using on click, on mouse over, and double click you will be using. Okay, and mouse out or mouse out also. You can also just practice these things. So these are the event listeners that which you will be learning under this one in JavaScript also. So in HTML also we have learned these events, right? So, so any doubts, like basically if you have any doubts you can just also ask me on this on click. Any doubts? See, in HTML also you have this on click, that is on click, and you will be able to write the function. So on click and on change, and you also something has on scroll, so on. So these all are nothing but the event list. What are the events that which you have on select, and see here also it is there double click. So all these are coming under nothing but the events only. Any doubts? Okay. So if you have any doubts you can ask me. You can just clear it now only. Else you will be just confused with this topics.
Sir, we use query selectors. Does it only for CSS or can add even text search?
Which one you tell?
Query selector.
Query selector. Yeah, it is both for text and everything. This one you are telling, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is for both, but what in the sense like actually what I can tell in the sense this is for actually both the things, but whatever the thing you write over here, right? Usually you use CSS, that is nothing but dot C, or you will be using ash, so you will be just using id and both the things. Okay, this one you can just apply for both the things. So I'll just clarify you. I'll just take this data and I'll also take this data and I'll come here, dot id. So actually instead of this I can just take only h1 also. So I'll comment both of these things and I'll take this button only, so you will not get confused. So button is nothing but it is in the form of id, right? So button of 0 I will take, and again over here dot inner HTML, and I can also write some text for this. So what I will be writing, I will take one italic tag and I will write hi. So am I able to change? Without using this italic tag also you can write. So you will be able to write even the text also, and you can also write the CSS also. Dot style. Okay, you can also actually write the CSS also. Dot style. Where is the style thing that have taken? Yeah, style background color is equals to. See, you are able to write. So but here again you will not be able to just write more things, comma, and you cannot just, so for each and every tag at only once you will be able to write. Okay, like this if you write no, each and everything you will be able to write only once. So for that only what we do, we use like this, that is for creating. So this one is there, right? We'll be creating like this. So you cannot write what I mean in the sense, you will not be able to declare like background color, and again you will not be able to write comma color, style of color, sorry, what is the thing, yeah. See, you will not be able to write like this. This is one drawback that you can just check it over here. You will not be able to just write it. You can only write only one thing, one property. So if you want to write like that, what you will be doing? You will be taking one of the variable and then you will be writing. So here I have declared for the variable, right? That is h1. This is nothing, this is not h1 tag, okay? This is just a, what I can tell, this is a reference name. This is not the tag name. The tag whatever you are using, you will be writing inside the brackets, okay? So you will be, this one if you want to write like this, what you will be doing in the sense, you will just take this one and I'll just copy and paste it over here. So I'll comment this one and I'll take let button is equals to, and I'll take all these things and I'll write it. So I'll change all these things to, so this one I don't want actually. I'll change all these things to btn. So are you able to see this? Hmm? So if you want to apply more things using the JavaScript also, you need to do like this. Okay. Suppose if you want to apply more styles, you need to declare for one variable and then you need to do. You cannot apply in the single line. So did you got this point? Hmm? So you can just note this point, that is nothing but note if you want to apply multiple CSS, you need to use the you need to create a variable and then you need to value value for that for the tag. Okay, so any doubts why you have used this let over here and why you have declared in the same line? If you have any doubts between this the same declaration line and the using let, you can just ask me. Hmm? Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? Huh? So okay, if you have any doubts, you can just ask me.